This is Exleys on the NFL Unfiltered. UK style, let's get into it.
What's up, guys? This is Exleys on the NFL Unfiltered, UK style. I'm Tony, that's Stephen. We are Exleys on the NFL, obviously. So we are going to jump straight in with our top stories of the week. Did you like that little... Oh, that makes more sense to do it like that. The NFL is suspending Lions DB Brian Branch one game without pay for hitting Juju Smith-Schuster in the head after Sunday night's loss in Kansas City. Did you see that?
I saw the clip of him hitting it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know just after the game, Dan Campbell wasn't happy with him. So I'm not surprised.
No. I watched Andy Reid on the podium, and I couldn't understand a thing he was saying about that.
What Andy Reid said came out as kind of garbled. I couldn't understand it, and usually he's quite clear.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
I'm not sure what actually initiated it.
No, that's what I was hoping would come to light, but anything can be said now.
Yeah.
You don't know what's said.
No, that's watching. I watched Andy Reid to try and figure out what was said. Because he doesn't usually mince his words. If it's a KC player, he says, he said this, it shouldn't have been said, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't understand it. All I got was Dan Campbell wasn't happy with him. Yeah. Didn't go into details what started it. He just said that he'd hit him and he shouldn't have done it. And then it came out that they're suspending him for a game.
It's weird, isn't it? There's been a lot of suspensions and stuff for weird things in the beginning of the season. What was week 6 now? Going into week 7? And
what is and isn't being called is very, very controversial this season.
Yeah, like last season it was the same.
Did you see obviously they're cracking down on the taunting and that, but did you see Mahomes get away with it?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he got away with one.
They're saying that the Chiefs are being favoured again.
There's been loads of missed calls in every game.
Yeah,
I can't see the Chiefs being favoured.
No.
I did see that Pat got away with a taunting. That's the only thing I've seen the Chiefs have gotten away with that other teams haven't gotten away with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been missed calls in just about every game. At the end of the day,
100%.
You've got 3 refs who aren't right in the middle of the game seeing everything that's going on.
Yeah. It's going to happen more often than not, I believe. Unless you have a field of 52 frigging refs as well.
Unless you've got a ref following every player, there's going to be things missed.
And we've ragged on the Chiefs quite a lot, but they didn't win the Super Bowl, so they
at the end of the day,
it's the way I look at it now.
They're not being favoured. There was loads of missed calls for the Chiefs last season. Every team got away with something, but it was a bit spooky with what the Chiefs were getting away with. But this year, they're not being favoured. Everybody's gotten away with stuff. Everybody's being called for stuff. It seems a bit more even keel this season.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we could bash on about that for hours.
Odell Beckham has hit headlines again. Seems to be every week this year. He's told the Pivot podcast. I don't know if it's really a podcast or just like a YouTube series.
I don't know.
But he's decided to accept a 6-game suspension for a PED test last season. He insists he didn't do it knowingly, but he still plans to play this season. I don't think he's going to play this season. Got, at least another 5 weeks?
Yeah. And he's not signed to anyone either.
No, it's going to be sort of mid-December before he comes back, almost.
We spoke about this when it came up, and I was a bit like, he shouldn't be allowed to serve that suspension now because he's not signed to anyone. He should have to, if he signed with, say, the Browns, he should have to serve that 6 weeks starting from the day he signs to the Browns. Because
he should be suspended when he's on a team.
Yeah, because he's suspended from what, being a free agent that's not with a team?
He's not playing anyway, so how can you be suspended when you're not playing?
Yeah, and taking PEDs without knowingly taking PEDs, I have heard of that before. Some supplements have something in them that can be picked up as a PED. I don't know whether he did take testosterone or any of them sorts of things. It could have just been something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a Phillies baseball player had the same thing happen to him this season. He got flagged for a PED test for a weight loss drug. He didn't realise had a certain banned substance in it that it did have in it. And, of course, he got suspended as well. So it's not just football that it happens. It's all of them.
Happens in every sport, I think, doesn't it? Hang on, come back in a sec. The Titans have fired head coach Brian Callahan after a 4-19 record. They're expected to name Mike McCoy as an interim head coach. This is funny because we were talking about this on the football group chat. And the American guy who plays for the team said he's not going to be, he doesn't think that he will be the permanent head coach. And we'll find out later on in the season who it could be. They did, I'll see if I've still got it, because I don't always save the pictures and stuff. So these are the 5 candidates the NFL on CBS reckon. Joe Brady, Buffalo's offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury, Washington Commanders OC. Mike McCarthy, former Dallas Cowboys head coach. Jesse Minter, LA Chargers defensive coordinator. Matt Nagy, Kansas City Chiefs OC. I would definitely say that Mike McCarthy shouldn't be head coach.
I think Mike McCarthy needs to go back being maybe a coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he screwed the Cowboys. He shouldn't be a head coach, and anyone that takes him as a head coach is just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I said to them, like, I seen that Bill Belichick is willing to be bought out of his contract.
Well, apparently they're already looking into it.
Are they?
Yeah, he's very questionable to be carrying on as the head coach for the college team. So he may end up losing that job.
Yeah, something mad. Someone said, Jesus, what was it? It was an obscene amount of money. 38 million or something?
Well, I've also heard it's only like 2 or 3 million.
If he gets fired, oh mate, I'm not going to find it now. But
yeah, I think if he gets fired, I think it's an obscene
30 million. 30 million if he gets fired.
If he agrees to a buyout, it's cheaper.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're looking into, because for both sides it'd be better, because if he gets fired, that's 2 head coach jobs he'll be fired from. That won't look good for him. So
they also sent over, Brian Callahan will make 26 cents per second, $16 per minute, $172 an hour, $23.3 thousand a day, $163,000 and $4 a week, $108.3 thousand a month until 2029. I don't know what his contract is. I don't remember. That's a lot of money. $108,000 a month until 2029.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money, but it's not as big as some of the baseball ones.
No, baseball and football are 2 totally different things with money.
Baseball, Shohei Ohtani had done a 10-year, I think it was like $700 million deal.
Yeah.
And he's only going to be getting like 30 million of that. Like most of it, his contract is deferred to after the 10 years are up. So in 10 years, the Dodgers are screwed.
When we were talking about that the other day, I was like, that is a big sum of money to try and drop. Surely they're saving. They're putting their money in the swear jar.
They've got one of them bank accounts that rounds up. So that every time they spend, it rounds up to save for them.
Anyway.
3-time Pro Bowl D-end, Za'Darius Smith has announced his retirement from the NFL after 11 seasons. Ends with the Eagles. I don't know who he will retire, if he'll get like a retirement ceremony with any particular team, but he also played for Packers, Vikings, Browns, and Lions.
After 11 years, you'd think that they will do something, if not like one or two of them, if not all of them. Do you know what I mean?
Don't know who will do anything. I mean, the Eagles I can see not really doing anything, because he's only been with us for not even a whole season. I mean, played 6 games. We took him on this off-season, but it does leave us very thin at edge rushers. We got 4.
This is the guy that just announced his retirement out of the blue, isn't it? I seen it earlier. Yeah, they're not really sure why he announced his retirement or why he's retiring. Is it injuries, family-related, or what?
He wasn't injured as far as anyone can see. So it's either something happened in his family life, or he just decided, I'm not in it 100%. I need to give up, because D end is a pretty hard position to play.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's not like It's not wide receiver or QB where you can kind of escape someone running for you or something. In the end, you are literally trying to take their head off.
Strange but true. Anyway, I am very ill and you are ill. Let's bang through this as fast as possible. The NFL had fined Jerry Jones $250,000 doll hairs for flipping off fans on Sunday. Mate, that's bonkers.
He will do anything to keep himself in the headlines.
Why? Why is he flipping people off? Like flipping fans off? It doesn't make sense why you would do that. In
He
my
keeps
mind,
him in the headlines.
surely
keeps him in
he
the
wants
headlines.
to
And
stay out the headlines.
He admitted himself he'll do anything to keep the Cowboys talked about. I'm pretty sure that's why the whole Micah Parsons thing dragged out so long.
But yeah, definitely.
Because he decided back in like April he wasn't going to pay him. So it's just about keeping him in the headlines. And $250,000 for Jerry Jones is pocket change.
Yeah, he's a
know what I mean?
bazillionaire.
Cowboys are worth like $14 billion.
That's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money.
Yeah. So for
excuse
Jerry Jones, $250,000 is nothing.
Yeah, I got $250,000 is more money than I'll ever make in my lifetime, I think. But for someone like that, it's just,
For him, it's probably a day's pay at the
that's
most.
that's in his sock drawer. That's his
Yeah.
walking around money. Yeah, I don't know. Craziness.
But former Eagles head coach Doug Peterson would reportedly consider returning to Philly in an offensive consultant role if the team asks.
I did see that.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I know they're struggling offensively.
It does seem that way at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even Lane Johnson said it in an interview. They've become very predictable. I was sat watching the last game.
Yeah.
I could see they were running it up the middle.
It's because
I would
last
say
year,
9 of their 10 runs is up the middle.
and Saquon done that a lot last year and got big yardage gains from doing
Yeah,
that. But everyone's
but-
predicting that now.
Yeah, and that's the trouble. That's where they're putting their big guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also... The other thing is, we lost 2 of those offensive linemen that helped do that.
Yeah.
One of our guards is out with injury, and the other guard left in free agency. So we're not as well versed for it.
There needs to be a switch up in Philadelphia. I'm not
Something
saying
needs to
sack
change.
anyone. They need to bring some more in to try and get that ball going, air the ball out a bit more, because Jalen Hurts can throw the ball. He can sling it with the best of them. But
Yeah.
it seems to be the easiest route is to pass it off to Saquon, and they're not making the yards they were making last season.
Well, I think they need to get the pass game going so that the run game can open up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're scared of it being thrown, that's going to leave big holes for the run game.
Yeah, because they're going to be like, oh, he's going to run again. They're going to run again. They're going to run again. And then they're leaving the back end open for someone for them to throw the ball.
I mean, in our last game, our tight end had our most receiving yards. And I don't think I've ever seen that in an Eagles game.
No, I don't think it's an unheard of sort of thing. What did Zach Bourne got? What was his stats from the game? Did he get 2 touchdowns?
Zach Bourne's defense.
Okay, who's your tight end? It's a name I know, but I can't think. Same friggin' thing.
Slightly differently.
Same name.
He had like 100 odd yards.
Yeah, I remember it being big yards for a tight end, especially in Philly. Is the point
he
I'm
had
making.
110 yards, with his longest being 36 yards, and he had a touchdown.
Yeah, see? That's not right.
He's had 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games.
It's unheard of for Philadelphia, in my opinion.
So we definitely need to get the other guys going and to work on that whole pass game so that the run game can open. Because it's not like Saquon's just jumped off a cliff or anything. He's still the player he is. And we improved our backups. So the runners are there. They just need the offensive line to actually work better.
Yeah.
So they needed to do a change.
The Cleveland Browns are currently paying 8 quarterbacks and only 2 are on the active roster. I did not know this. So Deshaun Watson...
This made me laugh.
Deshaun Watson, $35.9 million. Jameis Winston, $2.2 million. Dylan Gabriel, $1.1 million. Shador Sanders, $99,500. Billy Zapp, $31,500.
That's 315.
Oh, it is, you're right. I haven't got my glasses on. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 171,000. Kenny Pickett, 1,000. Well, Kenny Pickett's not with them, so they're just picking up the slack.
Yeah, well, they traded with the Eagles for him in the
Deshaun
offseason.
Watson is on...
He's on their team. He's on IR.
He's on IR.
He got put on IR last season. Jameis Winston's with the Giants as, I think, third string QB.
Dylan Gabriel is their rookie, Shador Sanders. That's their two QBs that they've actually physically got. So Dylan Gabriel's QB1, Shador Sanders QB.
Yeah, Billy Zapp they had as a backup, and then they got rid of him, same as DTR, and then KP they traded as well.
Oh, mate, the Browns.
But how can you pay a $35 million a year QB to sit on IR?
They have made an absolute mess of everything in
And people
Cleveland.
wonder why everything in Cleveland is so bad at the moment. Look at how much they're paying out to most people who aren't even on the team.
You got two QBs, two active QBs, and they're like...
Both rookies.
Yeah, both rookies, and amongst the lowest paid, obviously Dylan Gabriel is on 1.1, and Sanders is on 900,000, but the rest of that money is just dead.
It's just wasted.
I don't see Deshaun Watson coming back this season, and they've shot the rest out, so they have made.
Deshaun Watson blew his Achilles last season, which put him on IR. He was close to coming back near the end of the season, then he blew his Achilles again.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he should be back this season, realistically. But
you think so?
Would you want him back? He fucked up before he was even put on IR. It was shit.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to leave him on IR possibly for the rest of the season and just look at getting rid of him.
You would like to think so. I'm not a Browns fan, thank fuck.
I could see why Browns fans are quite miserable half the time. And the team are doing moves like that and still paying people who they don't even have.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Anyway, on to the trading block quickfire round.
Yeah, 49. You got trading block, but you've put an injury.
I didn't put that there. You must have put that there. Don't blame that on me.
Well, that's you then, the first one.
The Jags and Browns have agreed to swap corners. Tyson Campbell and a 2020 rounder head to Cleveland. Greg Newsome the second and a 2026 go to Jacksonville. That's a pretty fair and easy swap.
Yeah. The Saints have fielded trade calls for Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara said he's not going, and the Saints have apparently said they're keeping him. There's a lot of teams that kind of not the Saints. Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara's not going anywhere. The Saints want him. They want a good running back.
Yeah.
You know.
The Saints need a good running anything.
The Saints aren't doing well.
They're not going to shop a decent player.
But Alvin Kamara's made it clear he's not going anywhere. Yeah,
that's good. On to Rule of the Week, the new segment for our little podcast channel. And this week, you get it, Steve. I've done the last two.
Yeah, it's about the false start this week. And that happens when everybody gets set just before the ball snapped and somebody moves in a way they shouldn't move. And it can be the most little ridiculous thing, realistically. I've seen it before where a wide receiver has just got their hands dangling and their hands moves a little bit and being called a false start. It's usually 9 times out of 10 that doesn't happen. It's usually an O-lineman jumps the snap because they're trying to beat the defensive back to the line. Somebody goes in motion, doesn't get set properly. That happens to Jared Goff.
That was on his last play, receiving touchdown, wasn't it?
Which shouldn't have been called for false start because he wasn't actually under centre. So when you go in motion, you can't be flagged for false start. But if you're a QB who goes under centre and then goes in motion, you can be called for false start.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't actually go under centre, so he shouldn't have been called for a false start. But yeah, I mean, it's most of the time it's the O-linemen that get called for it.
I've seen a few receivers, and jumping the line is D lineman.
Yeah.
But it's not very often.
That's usually called offside, I believe, or encroachment.
Who was it? Was it Puka Nakua? No, it wasn't. Who done it loads of times last season, trying to stop the tush push against the
Frankie
Eagles?
Louvu.
Yeah, he done it like 3 times in a row, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Go on YouTube and look for Frankie Louvu.
I think it was Was it the championship round?
He was in the playoffs, wasn't it? It was deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, it would have been the championship round.
Yeah, that was friggin' brilliant.
It's an automatic 5-yard though, at least. So if you're on a 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 10. If you're on a 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 15. It can be harsh if you're, and I've seen it before where it's happened and you're like 3rd and 1. Mm-hmm. So you go for like QB sneak or run the ball and it suddenly becomes 3rd and 6, and that makes it a lot harder on a 3rd down. It's not so bad on a 1st or 2nd down. You could still recover that, but on a 3rd down, that's a big no-no.
That's when it starts to piss people off.
Yeah.
On to contracts.
Veteran linebacker Jermaine Pratt has signed a 1-year deal with the Colts.
Don't think I know.
I've heard of him. He's supposed to be, I'm not saying he's a star, but he's supposed to be a good veteran kind of linebacker. He shows up, does his job, and will put up some numbers.
Yeah, that's what most teams need, and the Colts aren't looking too bad this season, but everyone could do with a little helping hand.
Colts are looking really good. They're 5-1.
I don't like the Colts.
The Colts are one of the only. There's only 2 teams that are 5-1.
Yeah,
Colts and who's the other one? It was another surprise one because I was looking at it earlier and I was like, "What the fuck? Who are these?" Is Colts, Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers are also a team I don't like. Any team that's higher than the Packers, got more points, got more wins, then I don't like them. No, I'm joking. Daniel Jones is doing fucking brilliantly for the Colts.
I think Saquon was right. Because, you look at, I can't remember when it was, when Daniel Jones was in New York, and I think it was just after they let him go, Saquon was still in New York. He said, if you give him a decent O-line, he will succeed in this league.
And he's doing it.
There you go. He's literally got a decent O-line, and he has led them to a 5-1 start. So yeah.
We could see the Colts and the Bucs in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure we're going to see both those teams in the playoffs.
Bucs have been to the playoffs the last 2 or 3 years.
Can they go further?
That's the question.
Only Baker Mayfield knows. On to injury.
Yeah, and to start it, I got to go back to as Fred Warner suffered a broken and dislocated ankle. That'll be a surgery call.
That's fucking horrible, isn't it?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
I
avoided it.
So that, it went sideways.
Mate, that's like one of my worst. I don't know what it is, but that and Achilles are my biggest that's fucking
Achilles, yeah. A lot of the other stuff I'm not too concerned with. I've already bugged myself so many times that I've put holes in my shin, in my calf and forehead, and had my ears cut open, my toe stapled.
Disgusting.
So, some of it just doesn't bother me, but that I don't want.
So the Bills will place defensive tackle TJ Sanders and safety Damar Hamlin on IR.
I couldn't find out what's up with either of them, but something's obviously got to happen for them to be put on IR.
I don't know. Colts QB Anthony Richardson was injured in warm-ups today. That's the 3rd quarterback to go down this week. Quarterbacks I heard injured this season.
Yeah, but this one I heard 2 conflicting stories of.
Okay.
I heard one of something hit him in the eye, and I heard another one saying something about he'd injured his throwing arm. So I'm not 100% sure.
Usually an injury that a QB would take on. Injury to turf toe, wrist, arm, shoulder. That is a lot of stress to be putting on your body like that. The throwing motion.
So I'm not 100% sure what it is.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But Trey Hendrickson suffered a back injury against the Packers.
I found that, and I am unsure how he suffered the back injury. Seems to be a bit grey area-ish for injuries and stuff at the moment, but I'm going to say he got tackled.
It's probably something to do with the tackle. I know this one is a thing, though, because I saw something earlier that he's apparently day-to-day with his back.
Back's a dodgy one, man.
Especially for someone like that who's got to tackle people all the time. Speaking of, I randomly saw this just before we came on a couple of hours ago. There is apparently rumours that the Eagles are going to get in touch with the Bengals about him.
Oh, really?
Because we need DNs, and the Eagles apparently... Harry Roseman makes all sorts of magic.
There's a lot of speculation on where he will end up. I can't say I'd be surprised if he landed at the Eagles, but it's one of them things until something concrete comes out, all you can do is speculate and talk about. Rams,
But
Puka Nakua. Go on.
yeah, I was just going to say about Puka. He's not one they want to lose at all.
No, Puka Nakua is likely to miss time with an ankle sprain. Yeah. The Rams could do without losing Puka Nakua, being the playmaker that he is and has started off the season on fire.
Yeah.
Let's hope he comes back quite quickly.
I also think, though, it could be good for them in that it would force them to get the other guys to step up.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
He's a big playmaker and he started off the season on fire, so let's hope someone can fill his shoes till he's back.
DJ Moore was taken to a local hospital for a precautionary medical examination or evaluation after being stretchered.
I don't know that. At the moment, all I can think about is, I'm so ill.
I saw something about him being taken off the field, but I couldn't find out what's caused him to be taken off the field.
No, I don't know that either. I could sneeze. No, I'm not. I don't know. I feel really vague about this and meh.
Injuries are very vague at the moment.
Yeah, everything seems to be a little bit sort of little bits of information, but not masses.
It's like nobody wants to give their secrets away.
Yeah, it's very close to the chest. Cheeky question for the viewers. Who do you think is the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL right now? Drop your answers in the comments below.
Be interested to see.
I'm just trying to think who I think my most valuable non-quarterback player is.
I mean, if you're going sort of the receiver way, I think either Puka or Jaxon Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, don't know.
Be interesting to see who people come up with.
I could think of all the Packers players that, do you know what I mean? Game of the week is up for you.
Yeah, the Colts and Cardinals was a good game to watch. It wasn't Kyler Murray. He's out at the moment. So
I did not watch.
It was quite an interesting to watch.
Again, this week, I didn't watch masses of football. I watched Packers Bengals. I watched the Eagles game. I've seen clips of the Chiefs game. I can't remember what other game I watched because
Eagles game was a waste of time.
Yeah, I watched.
I'm sorry, but
the
that was
highlights of that on YouTube. I was very surprised that the Eagles lost, but at the same time, not surprised because
with the way that they've been going, I kind of expected a loss, especially after last week.
Yeah.
It was sort of trending down that way. I'm hoping it forces them to really look at themselves, and we're not in the rooms watching them practice and stuff, so we can't see what's going to happen. Until game day, I don't know what's going to happen. With the Eagles this season, anything could happen. They could get better, they could get worse.
They played like this last season.
They did a bit for the first 4 weeks, so it could. I'm hoping they get better.
So, Colts versus Cardinals, your top game of the week? Or your game of the week, yeah? So we have top games of the week. I don't have another one of these little drop-down things. So Colts versus Cardinals, you put that as game of the week. Dolphins versus Chargers. Cowboys versus Panthers. Packers versus Bengals. That was obviously...
That was a good game.
That was a very good game.
But the one that really surprised me was Cowboys and Panthers.
Yes. Who would have thought at the end of last season that the Panthers are going to beat anyone coming into this season?
I mean, they didn't just beat them. They kind of just said, nah, you're a bitch.
Panthers have surprised me this season.
They are a 3-3 team currently.
That's crazy. What were they this time last season like?
Probably 0-3.
Yeah, and maybe.
Probably 1-5. They weren't doing very well last season. And they're kind of fighting back a bit this year.
They're doing well. Dolphins.
With everything that's been going wrong with the Dolphins, I think this was quite good for them.
Yeah.
Especially against the Chargers. The Chargers aren't the best team in the league, but I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah, especially with Justin Herbert.
They're 4-2.
They're not terrible.
No, so they were 4-1 last week. So for them to come in and beat the Chargers, given everything that the Dolphins have had going for them this season,
absolutely jack shit.
I thought that was pretty good for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the Dolphins are 1-5, so that's their only win of the season.
So Packers, Bengals, we're all kind of thinking Bengals have brought Joe Flacco in. Is he going to beat us again? And that did not happen. And I believe that the Bengals only got 1 sack on J-Love. You need to watch it to see like the impact. It was the game before bye week. Jordan Love was making some poor decisions. And then coming into this week after the bye, totally different play calling, totally different sort of in the moment changes and shit like that. I know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I can't converse my words. You need to just watch these games that we've said, otherwise, are you even watching us?
Yeah, it was a good game to watch. I do think they run the ball a bit more this week, and we've said it before that they complement each other. Run will open pass will open up the run.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you can get one going, you can get the other going. And if that happens and you keep both going really well, then you're going to put up some points.
Thank you. You said what I was trying to say, but couldn't get my words out. So on to the rumour mill. Rumours swelling around the league, especially with trade talks heating up before the deadline. Kamara's name keeps popping up and whispers of a surprise QB move from Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, JJ McCarthy keeps getting injured.
Yeah.
So they kind of need to do something.
Yeah.
Either put their backup in sort of almost permanently or get somebody else in.
Yeah, there's a few.
I spoke to a Vikings fan the other day, and he doesn't want JJ McCarthy back. He doesn't think he's good for the team, or that he just needs to. They need to get somebody else in. He
needs to sit for a bit because he was out all last season. You're going to have the whole Caleb Williams saga, but with the Vikings instead. But that is all the rumours for this week. On to players of the week. For me, Josh Jacobs, running back for the Packers, obviously. So he had 18 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was an absolute savage beast. Did you send me the clip of him mic'd up during that game, or did I send it to you? Or did I not send it to you at all and just watched it myself?
You watched it yourself, I haven't seen it.
He's running and laughing, and people are saying you're not a pro wrestler and stuff like that. He is just having fun, balling, and I think, what is he? 6th in the league already for rushing touchdowns, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm sure someone will tell me.
Couldn't say. I haven't looked at the stats, if I'm honest.
I think I actually seen something circulating around. But anyway, that's my player of the week, Big Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, for me, it's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. 8 catches, only 8 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown. 8 catches for 162 yards. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy.
That is mental. Just 8 catches, 62 yards, and then you got...
That's breaking off some big runs.
Yeah, that is getting the big yards downfield with every fucking run. Every run.
Yeah. I think Seattle have got a good receiver in him, and I think he is going to turn into one of the league's best.
Oh, 100%.
I think, I may be wrong, but I think at the moment he is leading the league in receiving yards. I think it's him, then Puka Nacua.
Yeah, Puka was first, I believe, but you could be right now. He could be...
I think he's just scrapped over.
Anyway, one more question for the viewers, and that's for you, Steve.
Where?
Right at the bottom. Which team do you think will surprise everyone next season? I'll say it because you lost it.
Well, I didn't even know it was in there.
I see. Oh, yeah, it's right at the bottom. Anyway, that is all from me. How about you?
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Coolio. We will see you next week. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for tuning in to Exleys on the NFL. Follow us on Instagram at Exleys NFL Podcast and Tony Exley 12 on TikTok. We're on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Exleys NFL. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in to Exleys on the NFL. Follow us on Instagram at Exleys NFL Podcast and TikTok at Tony Exley 12. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.